talk about Loblolly. I've been trying to do this for a little while, and I'm just going to turn it over to you to tell your story. Everybody be very nice to Sally. She's really excited about doing this in public. And let's welcome Sally.
Thank you. Good morning. Can everyone hear me? Sweet. Just yell at me, or if you have any questions while I talk about Loblolly and ice cream in Little Rock, just let me know. And I appreciate you letting me be here, and especially to the Chamber of Commerce and 1 Million Cups. Today, I want to talk about ice cream. Not bad start for this morning. Just want to remind everyone we have some delicious vanilla buttermilk of ours you can add to your coffee today for a coffee float. It'll get even better as it melts, but keep enjoying it. Well, we are Loblolly Creamery. We're a small batch artisan ice cream company in Little Rock, Arkansas. We started in 2011, and our first thing we ever did, I'm just learning this toggle system, sorry, was the Arkansas Cornbread Festival in November of 2011. So a little bit more history about me. I started making ice cream making ice cream is kind of, a quote. I would start making ice cream in Atlanta. I went to college at Emory University, and I worked at an ice cream store called Merrill and Sebastian's. And making ice cream involved getting a bag of your premix, which was basically your sweet cream. So if you churned that had your milk, your sugar, your stabilizers, your preservatives, that kind of stuff. And then you would add the mix-ins like chocolate chips or blue food coloring to make Smurf ice cream. We did that a lot. It was popular. And that was my background in ice cream. Also at Emory, I started a small student-run coffee cart. It was the only student-run business on campus, and I started it with my friend Addie because there was no fair trade coffee at that time. It was in 2006, and the sustainability office started then, which was really exciting for me at least. They provided student grants so you could start a project. So me and Addie, we wanted to have fair trade coffee, number one. Number two, we wanted a student-run business on campus. It was a little ironic that Emory had one of the top business schools, but there was no student-run business. And we also wanted to partner with the sustainability office and kind of use coffee as a way of educating people about where your food comes from, kind of, educating them about more sustainable or fair traded foods. So we used the coffee cart to educate our students. And that was kind of my background in business, and then my background in ice cream at Merrill and Sebastian's. So fast forward to 2011, I met Rachel, who is jumping for joy, and I'll explain why in a little bit. I met her. She was a pastry chef at Rosalio's Bakery in Little Rock, and a friend. And we just started talking because I was managing the Green Corner store at the time in downtown Little Rock in Soma. It was kind of a sustainable gift shop, and it was in an old building that had been a pharmacy from 1906 to 1967. Really cool history, and the pharmacy actually had a soda fountain. We did not have the original fixtures of what the pharmacy and soda fountain had, like the beautiful wood-engraved shelving, the marble bar, the mirror with the engraved wood behind it, but we had gotten close to original vintage fixtures from West Park Pharmacy in West Little Rock. So we got all these new old fixtures back, and Shelley Green, the owner of the Green Corner store, gave me the opportunity to start something food-related in the soda fountain. Well, I wanted to follow the mission of the Green Corner store, which was supporting local and sustainable. And I wanted to also do an ode to the history of the space, which was having a soda fountain. So I was trying to see if there was like a local kind of, a small batch-based ice cream company in Arkansas. And there wasn't. I love Yarnell's, but they had ingredients that the store couldn't support. We don't support corn syrup. We don't support artificial colorings. Nothing wrong with it. I eat a ton of it, but it just didn't support the mission of the store. So me and Rachel, late at night, would just talk about, what could be in that space, what could we do? And we decided that basically we started out with our mission. We'd make all handcrafted items, everything from scratch, using all, as most possible, using all local seasonal ingredients. So that's how Loblolly started. And we started, again, in 2011 at the Arkansas Cornbread Festival. We had gotten our ice cream maker the day before the festival, thankfully by my very supportive mom, who is our co-owner, Laura Frankenstein. And we made our first ice cream flavor, which was what you're tasting today, the vanilla buttermilk. And it was for the cornbread competition. And we actually won our category, non-traditional. We're very non-traditional in the sense, but we always like to ode to the history of ice cream and soda fountains. So that's us. We won. Yay. It was a vanilla buttermilk ice cream with a caramel polenta corn cake and caramel drizzle. I think that was it. We've actually entered 3 years in a row and we've won our category each time, so we're undefeated. Whatever. So Loblolly Creamery, we started in the soda fountain. That's where our business started. It was just going to be a soda fountain, very small scale, like a lemonade stand. That's what I kept on thinking in my head, not to stress myself out. Lemonade stand, small, simple. Lemonade stand, small, simple. Didn't quite happen that way. But we started with our soda fountain, made everything from scratch. All of our ice cream, our soda syrups, our waffle cones, our toppings, we roasted and toasted ourselves. Pretty much anything came out of there, we tried to make it. We made our own sprinkles at that time, and we even started making our own kombucha, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And that's kind of how it started. And we started selling pints as well in wholesale a little bit, but really it was just the soda fountain. It was just me, Rachel, and Dan, and we worked in a church kitchen for about 1 or 2 years. And shared it with Kent Walker Cheese, who I know has talked here before, a pie company and a soup company, and of course the church itself. And that's where we started. And this is just an example of how we do make everything from scratch, our hot fudge, our maraschino cherries, our whipped cream, our vanilla whipped cream. And it's a beautiful picture from Little Rock soiree. This is a lovely picture of Jerry from Laughingstock Farms in his glorious, well, it's Josh Harden's glorious watermelons. They're, I'm blanking on the name at the moment, but they're delicious. Try all of their different varieties. They really like to promote heirloom and different kinds of produce. So not just a watermelon, but like maybe a sugar baby watermelon. And one of my favorite things about starting this is, one of our missions is to support seasonal and local producers, craft artisan makers like Kent Walker's Cheese. If we can add it to our ice cream, we'll try. But this is my favorite part, is getting to know my vendors, getting to know Jerry and his little quirks, and getting to know his produce, and being really proud that I get to add it to our ice cream. Another thing I really love about why we got to start at the Green Corner store is Soma, our neighborhood, our community, our neighbors, our friends. They've been very supportive, so that's been a huge success that the whole neighborhood in the business area has kind of come together and worked together to promote each other and to just enjoy each other's businesses. And we created this little brochure. It's on the counter behind you by the ice cream. If you want to pick one up, you can look at it closely. So after the soda fountain, we started making jillions of pints and selling them around town. So we started our wholesale business, which has its challenges of its own. So basically, it felt like we were starting 2 businesses, in addition to our catering. That we did a lot of caterings and special events, and we tried to collaborate with a lot of businesses to get our name out. We basically said yes to everything that ever was asked of us till now. I think I'm beginning to say no, but it's still really hard. But we just said yes to everything. We collaborated with bars and did boozy milkshakes. We did pop-up pie events at the soda fountain. We said yes to all nonprofits and gave away thousands of dollars of ice cream. We said yes to any wholesaler. We would drive my car to Clarksville and deliver ice cream with no delivery charge. It was a little insane. But we were new to business. I've never went to business school. Rachel never went to business school. The only schools we, graduated were in liberal arts. I wanted to go to public health. She wanted to be a math teacher. We did go to ice cream school in Penn State. It was a really great course, 10 days short course of all ice cream information you would ever need to know, a lot of math and science, and that was our backgrounds. So then we started selling bulk tubs of ice cream to restaurants. That was a new wholesale. These are amazing photos of pastry chef Matt Lohman's desserts at South on Main. He uses a lot of our ice cream. But that was a whole new kind of wholesale than our packaged pints and bottled drinks, because we had to work with chefs and we had to work with restaurants, and they wanted our ice cream on their menu. And it was really new to us, and it was a really good way of collaborating with other people and getting our name out, and it was a great PR. And it still is. Social media is amazing for small business, because you post a picture like this and you get like 100 likes, and people forward it to their friends, and then they want to go eat there that night. It's a great way to spread the word about your product. Let's see. Oh, and this is just a little map about where we are right now around Little Rock. We've grown 3 times or 10 times, it feels, since the first year, where we just had a little freezer I got from Craigslist and had little pints. We are around town. We have our logos on menus, which I think is crazy, and people know our name and call me Loblolly. It's great. And then, impulsively, this was an impulse purchase by me, we bought a truck. It was the food truck Little Rock. It was actually the first food truck. It was called the Food Truck by Jeffrey Palsa, if anyone ate there. He decided he did not want to be in the food truck business. That's a whole different presentation. Food truck businesses are really hard. I didn't know that at the time. I thought, like, yay, a moving billboard, and we get to sell ice cream everywhere. It'll be fun. And it is fun. It's just the most challenging side of our business. But we renovated his truck, turned it into an ice cream truck, and we made it solar, because I hate generators. I hate the noise. It irritates me, and I couldn't think of making other people hear that noise while they're trying to enjoy their ice cream. I'm the quietest ice cream truck, I think, in Little Rock, and I would like to keep it that way. But this has been a great way for our business to get out to the people. I mean, we were waiting for people to come to us at the soda fountain and our wholesale. You have to go into the restaurant, you have to go into the grocery store. But this way we can come to people and share our ice cream and be at festivals and do caterings a lot easier, transport our ice cream. I deliver our ice cream in this truck now, which it's fun. People beep at me and honk at me. And when I stop to pick up ink at Office Depot, they think I'm going to open up and sell. But it's really fun. And thanks to Kiva Zip, they are a great resource for business loans. It's kind of what is that called? No, not micro. Micro lending, thank you. So we got our solar funded by Kiva Zip. And it was also great because it was a way to promote our business, kind of like Kickstarter. A bunch of people put in money in the pot. So a lot of people were part of giving us that solar and being part of it. So this is just kind of about how we've been Little Rock has been really good to us. And the U.S. Not only have we gotten a lot of free articles and advertising through the foodie community in Little Rock and just the media, we're actually in a book. There was a ice cream blogger, and she wanted to do an ice cream recipe from each of the states. So there's 50 ice cream stores in this book, and we actually have 2 of our recipes. One's the vanilla buttermilk, and the other one is a caramel lavender swirl. But it's really neat to be part of this group of ice cream artisan stores and be part of it in the nation. And then we were in Savor magazine. One of our ice creams was in that, so that's, I don't know, really fun. This is kind of a challenge. When you make something just for fun, like I want to make Choco tacos today, and I only want to make 5. and then I put it on the social media, and then everyone wants them all the time, but I don't want to make them. This is kind of what it is like with kombucha and our confections. We started making marshmallows to put at the bottom of our cones so that it doesn't leak. We started doing hand-wrapped caramels for a promotion during the Cornbread Festival, and we started bottling and selling our kombuchas. And this kind of turned into a more demand than I had expected. So it's interesting when you just experiment, sometimes those experiments can turn into like one of your main sources of revenue, like our kombucha. And then we sell caramels and marshmallows now in the wintertime. But it's always, I'm always tentative now to try anything and sell it if it's new, because then I have to be prepared to make a lot of it in the future. And this slide is just kind of about our challenges as well. We've grown really, really fast, and we have a lot of avenues, like our soda fountain, our catering, special events with the truck, and wholesale. So it's just kind of balancing it all, but also balancing our personal lives with our business. It's really easy, you know, if you're a business owner, to work, you know, more than 40 hours a week and not clock out ever. So we're always just challenged to really focus on our self-care first, and that's really important part of our business, is to make sure all of our employees and ourselves are being taken care of, and then, you know, so we can better take care of Loblolly. And this is kind of happened out of, I feel like we're in a new part of our business. It was just me, Rachel, and Dan for a very long time, and we could just kind of play around, not really think about serious things. But now, since we've grown, we really have to get a good team and think about how we can, you know, people talk about the triple bottom line, but we kind of have thought about is it quadruple bottom line? So this diagram just kind of illustrates how we're really focusing on the quadruple bottom line. We want to focus on great food. That's really important. It's important to have a good product. Great service. It's important to have really good customer service, and also serve your employees well, your wholesalers well, yourself well. And great sustainability. We really care about our environment. We care about our community. We want to do whatever we can when it's feasible and financiable. That's not a word, but you get it. To be able to do that. So we're not going to ever use styrofoam. We're not going to ever, we try to recycle as much as we can. We try to think about our waste and where we purchase things, those kind of things when you think about sustainability. But also in the sense of sustainability, we want to have great finance. We want to be able to sustain ourselves. We want to be able to pay the bills, but also pay a living wage for our employees and make sure Loblolly can exist for many years to come. So this Venn diagram also just talks about your purpose. That is, you know, that's 4 circles as well. Why we started Loblolly is kind of how it came to be, because we love what we do. Hopefully the world needs ice cream. I think it's important to your soul and your happiness. We get paid for it sometimes, and we're hopefully great at it. I hope people think that. And then in the end, you just, sorry, I'm bad with this. You always want to reach for your dreams. That's, of course, like I feel like I have with Loblolly Creamery. I've been able to create a product I'm really proud of, but it's really important to do that with a great team. And I think that is it. But if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you so much. That was a great job. Yeah, you gotta hang on to the mic for a minute. That's right. Okay. So this is the time in which we're going to take a few minutes, though you told a marvelous story, and open this up for questions. Just let me know if you've got a question, and of course, say your names, who you are, where you're from, all that stuff.
Eric Caldwell with WebJive. Using all natural ingredients, have you found it to be challenging for sourcing? You know, sourcing the product, like your raw product, your milks and your sugars. Has that been a challenge for you?
I think it hasn't been a challenge finding ingredients I want to use. It's been challenging being cost effective. Not the quality ingredients really at this time isn't hard. People want to make a craft product, a really high quality product. But the challenge is incorporating that in our ice cream and not charging like $50 for a gallon or a scoop. But yeah, it's been great. And what we really do is what is in season is what we make our flavors. So, strawberries aren't going to be in the wintertime, so we don't really try to advocate strawberry ice cream in December. But, citrus is in season. So we really just try to look toward the seasons for our inspiration for our flavors and our ice cream.
Glenna Cook with Notamals.
Hello.
What I want to know is how in the world have you found a 48-hour day?
Oh, yeah, that's a lie.
cannot
I mean, I don't do
see
that.
how you make all this stuff yourselves. I mean,
right. Well, in the beginning, I didn't have a 40-hour day. I was working like 4 a.m. to 9 p.m. every day, and I was going crazy. But because I have a great team, I'm able to have a life. Now it is like an 8 to 5. 6 days a week. Maybe I work a little bit on Sunday to wrap my head around the week. But, it's all about having a great team and also letting go. It was really hard to let go of some of my responsibilities. But now that I can see people do it a lot better than me, it's a lot easier to have less hours in the day.
All right, I've got a question. So we like to talk about a couple of different types of businesses. One is kind of a lifestyle business where someone goes into it to run it, and that's really what they just enjoy. It's just their passion. And then you can turn more into a scalable business where over time it becomes something that grows and grows and grows. You ended up with a lot of employees and then new challenges, we'll call them.
Right.
Where are you headed in that direction, and how do you handle that?
You mean growth?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the future's always there. Definitely having a strategic plan is important, and evaluating that a lot. Not that I have a good foundation yet for my strategic plan, but we're always working on it. Obviously, we always want to keep things fresh, be innovative, but always be meticulous about our product. But in terms of growth, I don't want to say anything that people think that is actually going to happen. But in my dreams, just being out there more, being in more markets, spreading our ice cream to different cities, having not a bigger team. That scares me. But having a good core team that we can pay their bills. And yeah. Oh yeah. And growth, like I'm not a numbers person, so finding a team member that can do finance, do your books, is really important. I think I wish my learning lesson was not to spend really any money on ads. I spent way too much, and then also a learning lesson was to get a bookkeeper. But in growth, that's really important. Get someone with numbers on your team so that they can figure out what you can do in terms of growth. And we're figuring that out right now. We're talking about our 2015 projections. We had a meeting yesterday about it. It was intense. But, getting budgets for everything so that way you can see where you can grow in your business. So we're going to try to grow our caterings, try to grow the soda fountain, and just do more events on the truck.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Kevin Williams with Platinum Service Travel.
Mm-hmm.
And my question to you is, because I know all leaders are readers and readers are leaders, so what are some of the books that you would suggest as it comes to, reading on personal development and things like that?
That's a good question. I love it. I have a lot of books at home. Basically, my whole bookshelf in my bedroom is business books that I haven't touched. And I don't know anything about them, but I will one day. I will get in the mood, but yeah, totally. Like while I'm sleeping, it's all just kind of absorbed into my brain. But one business I really, really love and I'm kind of addicted to is Zingerman's. I don't know if anyone's talked about them here before. Zingerman's started out as a small deli in the 80s and kind of turned into this like huge, huge business of different businesses. So they have a bakery now, a coffee shop, catering, online food sales, training for business. But one of the owners, Ari, has started writing business books. He has 3 out right now. One's on just basically your business, finding your purpose. What is your business purpose? Leadership and management. And they're great. They're a little wordy. He talks about the same things a lot, but it's really easy to read. I like it, and it's applicable to me because I'm in food service. He also did a great, I always carry it in my bag, and I have it right now if anyone wants to look at it. It's his staff guidebook, and it just reminds me how to be a better leader and a better manager, because having a bigger team, you have to be able to take care of that, not take care of them, they're not babies, but make sure that they feel appreciated and that their voices are heard. So I kind of read chunks of it sometimes while I'm waiting in line to remind myself. And then I just go online a lot and read. I like the trade magazines. For me, those are really helpful for the ice cream business and food service. And then just Inc. I read a lot of articles from Inc. for some reason. That seems to pop up. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, so how we always like to end it here at 1 Million Cups with our presenters is ask you, what can we, the community, do for you?
Eat more ice cream.
All right, thank you very much. Great job.
Thank you.